There you go. Oh, it got stuck here. This is what happened last time. Yeah. Wait, what? It died, but it didn't do the thing. Bye-bye. Oh, that was beautiful. What's good, folks? It's Nightmare Frame here with a new Warframe video, coming at you with a one-shot Octavia build versus level 9,999. What? Why did I do this to myself? I don't know. Well, for one, people love big damage numbers against high-level enemy units, so I guess. Alright, this is the Octavia build that isn't played like Octavia, but more of a weapon synergy, allowing you to deal so much upfront damage. Octavia is just too much of a boring unit to play and quite redundant for regular gameplay, and her abilities are either really unbalanced or work really well with each other. She does a lot of damage, but at what cost? Well, your sanity and building a six-pack on your pinky. Okay, before the overdramatic Octavia mains get out of hand, listen. Her second ability is just better on other units than on the original Warframe, used as an amazing crowd controlling tool. So you either play with her 1-3-4, lock down a room or a choke point, or use her 1-2-3 for more of a mobile playstyle, since her amp can't move with you. And this is also somewhat of a risky playstyle. Why? Because if you get caught in the crossfire of her mallet, you will take damage, and the resonator picking up the mallet can end up near you and draw fire towards you, even though you're invisible and enemies are focusing on the mallet. This is mostly targeted at slower players. Yes, it's a skill issue. Sorry, I digress. On to the build review. I'm using Octavia with a HELMINTH ability subsumed on her first ability slot, and I went with Nourish. On cast, it heals me, but the most important feature of this ability is that it grants me Toxin Elemental Damage Infusion. Basically, I get a Toxin Damage Elemental mod on all of my weapons, and it will combine with any innate or singular elemental modded on my weapons. Paired up with the CERATA, this is a glaive with innate toxin damage, and forces toxin damage on the thrown explosion. While throwing and detonating it, its toxin damage is separate even though it's modded with other elements. Also, the toxin elemental damage you deal will scale with the modded base damage and the modded toxin elements. Now, instead of modding toxin directly on my weapon, I relied on the HELMINTH ability to provide me with the toxin damage multiplier. I ran this combo fighting against level cap corpus units because all they have are shields, and toxin bypasses shields regardless. I will show you two loadouts. The first one isn't a build for general gameplay, but for specific level cap memes to one-shot high-level units. I repeat, this is not for casual play or casual players. This is what min-maxed loadouts for specific game modes look like, and this loadout is for high-level disruption gameplay. But no worries, I will show you a simpler loadout for corpus survival right after. Now, I know there's a similar loadout that's by using Chroma for his Fury buff on Vex armor, as thrown explosive glaives can double dip in damage with Chroma's base damage multiplier buff from Fury, but Octavia herself also provides a base damage multiplier buff with her amp and Metronome. The third ability, Metronome, gives increased melee damage called Forte, and this is every time you swing your melee to the beat. You don't have to hit enemies to get the buff, just swing, and this melee damage increase is the same multiplier as a pressure point, meaning it'll be additive to your base damage mods or any other buffs that provide the same effect. And amp gives you a base damage multiplier to all your weapons, and scales off of power strength, and its maximum buff is amplified with all the surrounding noise. And heavy attack thrown glaives are better off with raw damage and crits. Alright, let me show you how this build works. Here we are in Steel Path. Casting our Metronome for the melee damage, multi-shot buff, movement speed, and invisibility. Oh, it also gives you armor, but who cares about a useless stat like armor, right? Oh wait, Inaros mains do. Resonator to break the enemy AI. I will also be pulling them with Magus Anomaly, which is an Operator Arcane. And grouped up enemies helps me build combo easier, especially with the mod Quickening equipped on the melee, and also because I have no range mods. Heavy attacks give you a damage multiplier per combo, basically taking your modded base damage, multiply it with its weapon archetype heavy attack multiplier, and glaives have a 2 times, and then multiply that with its combo multiplier, giving you a massive boost in damage. Our Epitaph is modded for Virulent Heat, and it's used to prime the enemies and Demolyst, pretty much debuffing them. The Epitaph also slows them down with its forced cold procs. When you're encountering the Demolyst fight, cast your amp slightly to the back because the Demolyst aura can nullify your amp, so be careful of that. And you Void Dash close to the Demolyst, stunning them with Magus Lockdown, another Operator Arcane, and heavy attack throw your glaive and alternate fire to detonate. And boom, one shot. Here we go again. Alright, now that you've got an idea of how the combo works, let's have a look at the builds. Swift Momentum in the aura for the 6 seconds of combo duration. This will also stack with my Dexterity Arcanes and 30% wind-up speed. This is helpful because I can cap out my wind-up speed. Prime Sure-Footed. Spending less time on your butt is a huge DPS increase, especially if you're spamming Epitaph here and there. If you don't have this, use Handspring. Power Strength at 199% for the base damage multiplier with just Blind Rage alone. And this gives me a 3.98 base damage multiplier on amp. Streamline is mostly used if you're doing solo disruption, but if you're in a group, you can use Augur Secrets. And with Secrets, I get a 4.46 times base damage multiplier. Playing with Secrets is just better off in a team run since you get more enemies and more drops. You can swap on Augur Secrets with Umbral Intensify if you add another Forma onto the build. Prime Flow and Equilibrium for your energy management, which will be paired up with the 2 Synset mods on your Panzer Volpophyla. Continuity for the duration to upkeep my buffs, Natural Talent for the casting speed, cause she is horrible at casting her 4th. Arcane Fury for the 180% melee base damage. Miter only for the neutralizing justice, and a bunch of multi-shot fire rate with other utility mods. The most important thing is the Dexterity Arcane, only for the combo duration. And my primer is the Epitaph, also with the Dexterity, as the 2 arcanes stack with the combo duration. It's modded for Viral and Heat, multi-shot and rank 3 Gunslinger, just to have some fire rate but to not overshoot too much. Okay, on to the main damaging weapon, the CERATA. The stance is Astral Twilight, which is better for building up combo. Prime Pressure Point for the base damage, Blood Rush, and Sacrificial Steel for the crit chance. And ever since they reduced the crit chance on Blood Rush, you won't be seeing as much red crits as before. Quickening for the attack speed and helps build up combo a bit faster. Smite Corpus for the faction damage multiplier on the initial hit and apply it a second time with its damage over time, which is Toxin. The Amalgam mod for the crit damage and wind-up speed, Volatile for the AoE explosion, and finally Reflex Coil for the heavy attack efficiency, because heavy attacks will eat up all your combo, and this mod reduces the amount of combo I use when heavy attacking. And looking at the Panzer Volpophyla, you can see the 2 synth mods. Synth Deconstruct will allow enemies to drop health orbs, and Fiber gets me to pick up these health orbs, even though I'm topped up. And that pairs well with Equilibrium. Viral Quills is going to be the mod that allows my Panzer to assist in the kills, so you can proc Synth Deconstruct more often. And for the chilled survival build is the full power strength build that would be used in groups, but replace the aura with growing power, which will in turn increase my base damage multiplier even more. And for the CERATA, it's your usual heavy attack build, but you either replace Prime Fever Strike or Gladiator Might, up to you. More toxic damage or more crit damage. Alright, this is the unusual one-shot Octavia build for the peeps who want something different to do with Octavia, and not the same spam crouch build, which is just... Anyway, I hope you've enjoyed and learned something from this video, and if you did, feel free to leave a like, share, and subscribe for more Warframe content, streams, and so much more. Do refer to the description. Thanks for watching, and as always, peace.